Welcome to Keeping It Real with Rhinoreels, Ep.2. Got my guy Kaleb Hendricks here. Appreciate you for hopping on today, bro. How you feeling?
No problem, man. How you doing? I'm doing good.
I'm doing great, bro. I appreciate you for being here. I know we got connected here recently through a mutual friend that you're actually mentoring in the ecom space, and he was telling me about you and how he's learned so much. And then we got connected a couple weeks ago, so I'm excited to have you on the podcast. And for those who don't know anything about you, could you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, for sure, man. My name's Caleb. Not too much of my backstory. I'm really just from a small town. I'm actually where Ryan's from, Evansville, Indiana. Um, just kind of grew up, in a lower class family. I was in and out of homeless shelters with my mom. Uh, from as young as I can remember, really. Um, got into a little trouble when I was 16. Um, Around when I turned 18 is really when I turned my life around, got into business and stuff like that. I started off wholesaling real estate at first, got into ecom. When I got into ecom, things really took off, and it's really just been up ever since.
Yeah, 100%. And that's how we got connected, and we're both in digital entrepreneurship. And it's a breakthrough I had recently that even though I'm in the credit space, I'm actually in the e-com space. I
Mm,
was thinking e-com was just drop shipping and Shopify and like building stores, but e-com is just making money online in a
absolutely.
general sense.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
For sure. And so you mentioned that you had started off wholesaling real estate. What first interested you in that, or like how did you get started with that?
Yeah, so I mean, I know a lot of people that when they first got into entrepreneurship, it literally just started like looking up how to make money. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. I really just like Googled how to make money. Wholesaling popped up, it interested me, went all in on that. At first it was a grind for sure. I was cold calling all day, every day, driving for dollars. And that's basically just where you drive around neighborhoods, write down addresses of houses that look like they could be flipped, hit up the owners, give them an offer. So I was just doing that all the time. Um, I really grew to not really like it that much. It was a grind for sure, but I just didn't really like um, I just didn't really like it as a whole. But I kept going till I got my first deal. I was 18 when I got my first deal. It was for $2,500. And then right after I got that first deal, I found out about ecom, and that interested me more than wholesaling did for sure. Got into it. It was actually kind of fun, just building stores, selling stuff online. Um, so I just kept going with it. Took me about 6 months to get the hang of things. As soon as I got the hang of things, stuff just started going up. I started hitting on different products. Just hit on my biggest product here recently, and now I'm at a 500,000 in revenue for the year. We got about 75% profit margins because it's all organic. We're not running any ads, just all organic. Um, so yeah, that's basically how I got into ecom. And then ever since I got into it, got the hang of things, it's just been going up for sure. And that was about a year and a half ago. I'm 20 years old now.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Congrats on, having a breakout year here.
appreciate
And
it, bro.
whenever you were wholesaling, were you still at a 9 to 5, or did you like quit your
Mhm.
9 to 5 going all in on wholesaling?
No, I started 9 to 5 for sure. I worked at Lewis Bakeries. It's like a bread factory. I was working 10-hour shifts 6 days a week. So I would be like on my breaks, cold calling. As soon as I got off work, I'd be cold calling. And then I quit there and I just went to a Wendy's for like 6 hours a day. So I could just focus my whole day on just entrepreneurship. So as soon as I did that, I was able to put a lot more focus and a lot more work into what I was doing. But I worked there until I got into ecom. Was still working there when I got into ecom, and it took about 6 months for me to get the hang of things. I did my first five-figure month after about 6 months of doing ecom, and then I quit my job after that. So this was about a year and a half ago, maybe like a year ago when I quit my job all the way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, bro. And I can speak from experience on wholesale and real estate. Something me and my girlfriend tried to do earlier this year because we were wanting to
Uh,
make an additional like side income.
mm,
But we were experiencing the same thing. Like you just got to put so much work
mm,
because what one of my mentors in real estate explained it to me this way. It's like with wholesaling, you're not putting any money up, so you have to put the most amount of time.
exactly.
Whereas whenever you're like investing into real estate, buying properties, renting them out, dealing with creative financing, you're putting up more money, but it requires less time. So it's like you can't make money in real estate. You have to do it with time or money. And if you have more time than money, then do wholesaling. But if you have more money than time, then do ownership. And for us, it just didn't make sense. We tried it for about 3 months and we were working, you know, 8 to 10 hours a day at work and then come home and we're doing 2 hours a day like on wholesaling
Mm,
and it was just a lot of work. We never got our first deal. We ended up
mm,
just deciding, okay, let's focus on our main thing because I wasn't getting any work done on my credit business, at the time. So yeah, I can definitely relate. And I just love to hear stories like that where people are in the 9 to 5, they're working on entrepreneurship on the lunch break. That's really, really the separation season where like you're separating yourself from your peers and other people that you're working with.
hmm Yeah, that dedication, man. You got to go all in. Um, that's crazy though. I didn't know you got into wholesaling. That's crazy. So you definitely know how it is. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
it's
yeah, it's constant cold calls all the time. Like I was working. If I wasn't working at work, I was working on wholesaling. Um, so yeah, it takes a lot of time for sure. But it's great. Like if you get the hang of it, and like it's great. It really is. It'll bring in, especially if you get really good at it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can make money out of thin air. I mean, it
Oh
it,
yeah.
it definitely is good for the people that get past
Mhm.
that part. It's called the valley of despair, where you realize it's hard and you just got to push through that in order to get through the informed optimism. I know we were talking about that a little bit recently. So, how did you first find out about ecom? I know you said you discovered it recently after you got your first wholesale deal.
Yeah, yeah. So I was basically just scrolling on my TikTok and my who's my mentor now, I saw him on TikTok. He was living in Miami and stuff like that, had a really cool lifestyle. And I've always wanted to move out to Miami. So it caught my attention right away. So I basically hit him up, asked him what he did. He said he was in e-com, showed me some of his results. He had like a couple of brands doing 7 figures. And I was like, yeah, I'm definitely trying to learn, bro. So we hopped on a call. He started mentoring me. And then, like I said, it took about 6 months to get the hang of things. And then after that, it was just I've been working with them ever since.
That's awesome, bro. So how valuable has mentorship been in your journey?
Really, because when I was wholesaling, I didn't have a mentor. I was just learning everything off YouTube. But when I got into e-com and I started getting mentored by somebody one on one, it's just like you get on that fast track to success because you can learn from all their mistakes that they made and not make them. So, like when you're getting that one on one mentorship, like they're basically teaching you step by step, so you don't got to dissect everything off YouTube or whatever you're learning off of.
Mhm.
Yeah, super
Yeah, for
valuable.
sure.
Yeah,
Did you go to college?
no, no, no. I didn't even finish the 10th grade, man.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't go to college either, but I paid thousands of dollars for mentorship.
Oh yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
something that is not the mainstream way of thinking, but it's like you can go pay hundreds or tens of thousands for college to learn business from someone who's never ran a business, or you
Mm,
can pay way less than that to talk directly to the person who's like where you want to go,
mm,
and showing you the actual steps to get there. I love hopping on calls with my mentors, and it's like I tell them 5 things that I'm struggling with, and for me, it feels like the world's ending. And they're just able to knock them out one by one, and like, okay, what's next? Like, what,
mm.
what are we working on?
Yeah.
So could you walk someone through the process, sort of if they were wanting to get started in e-commerce, like what was your path or journey? Obviously mentorship, but what's some actionable steps that someone could take in order to get started? I know you mentioned TikTok.
Definitely, yeah. So like TikTok and Instagram are like the biggest things with organic drop shipping right now. And for those who don't know what I mean by like organic drop shipping is basically like you're not spending any money on ads. So what you're doing is you're getting good at going viral on these platforms just by posting videos. So like when you go viral with the product that's, let's say there's a product that's selling for somebody else doing like 6 figures a month organically, you can order that same product off Amazon, get it to your house overnight, copy their marketing strategies, but kind of just make it your own a little bit. Build a logo, just come up with a name, and then you just build a store through a platform called Shopify. You can get hooked up with suppliers through AliExpress, or there's private suppliers you can get hooked up with real easy. And then basically you just learn how to go viral on these platforms. As soon as you go viral, you link your account to that store, and then you'll just start making sales. Get hooked up with the supplier, they'll ship all your products out. You won't be holding any inventory. You're basically just marketing, making the profit. And with profit margins, they're so high with organic because you're not spending any money on ads. So like if you get a product for $10 and you're selling it for $30, $40, you're making that $20, $30 profit. But like if you're running ads, you probably have to spend you have to spend ads, money on ads, you have to product cost and all this, so your profit margins are a lot lower. But also when you're running ads, you're able to scale a lot higher. So
Mhm.
like it's definitely good to learn ads, but when you're first starting off, like when you're in my position and you don't have any money, you want to learn organic because it costs no money. It literally costs like say the product's $20 on Amazon. Pay $20, get it to your house overnight. Literally just make a TikTok and an Instagram account, learn how to go viral, and you start making money literally off $20, like thousands of dollars. So there you scale up there on organic, and then if you want to learn ads and scale that way, you can scale that way. But my mentor, he scales brands all organically. So like you can get an influencer marketing, so you can hit up high level influencers or like mid level influencers because they won't
Yeah.
cost as much. And then you can market through them, all these influencers. Then you can create multiple accounts, so you can like go viral on 3 different accounts, and just scale that way. And then your profit margins are literally insane because it's all organic. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's awesome, man. And that made 100% sense to me. You
Mm,
mentioned finding products that are already doing well.
mm.
How do you go about finding products that are doing well?
Yeah, so the best method for that is something called a burner account. So what you do is you just create a completely new TikTok, name it whatever you want to name it. I name mine burner because it's just a burner account. And then what you're going to do is engage in all drop shipping accounts. So like basically like say I was helping you set it up, I would just send you a bunch of my dropshipping accounts, and then you would watch all those videos all the way through, follow the account, and then when you get back on your FYP, the algorithm is going to sense that you're interested in dropshipping products. So as you're scrolling your FYP, you're going to see these products going viral, and anything that's not dropshipping, you're going to want to scroll right past. So the algorithm only shows you dropshipping stuff. So then you're just going to see all these different products going viral, and then basically from there, you hop on those accounts, and then you go into a thing called shophunter.io, and it's going to allow you to see if that product is making money. Because there'll be a lot of products that are going viral, but they're not selling. So you always want to make sure
And
it's selling.
that's called
Shop.
shophunter.io.
.io. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Super valuable because it used to not exist. Like it didn't even exist when I started like a year and a half ago. So you basically didn't know if a product was selling. You had to find out for yourself. But nowadays, you'll know if a product's selling if you use that method. So if you find a product going viral on your burner and it's making like say $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day, you're gonna order that same product off Amazon, get it to your house overnight, create your own account, come up with your own name for the product, and just go from there. Kind of just like copy whatever they did to go viral, like your competitors, but just
Mhm.
put your own little twist on it, or you can come up with your own ideas. You eventually want to do that once you're like more experienced and like understanding what goes viral, how it goes viral. Um, but like at first, I would just like kind of copy my competitors, add my little twist to it, and then just go viral that way. And as soon as you go
Yeah.
viral, you just create a store off Shopify, link it to the account, and you'll just start making sales. Yeah.
Yeah. My mentor Ty Lopez says good artist copy, great artist steal.
Mm,
Just duplicate what's already working.
Hmm.
That makes complete sense. Something that I've heard, I actually hired a social media coach early on whenever I was first getting started, just creating content and trying to gain followers. She was teaching me that having a trending audio on your reel or your TikTok can help it reach more people. Do you know much about that, or is that a strategy that you use?
Yeah, that's definitely true to a certain extent. But really, when it comes to going viral with like drop shipping, it's just about like having super quality content. So like you want to catch somebody's eye like right off the bat. So like within the first 2 seconds, you're gonna want to hook them to the video. So like if you have a trending audio, that will up your chances of it pushing it out to the FYP because the algorithm will know like what's trending. So like that
Yeah,
definitely works. But if your video's not quality, like people aren't gonna watch it. So like say like if you have a trending audio and it's getting pushed out to the FYP, if your video's not quality, it'll be on the FYP, but people aren't gonna watch it, therefore it won't push it out and make it go viral. So those little things do add little percentages to, getting pushed out. But the main thing is just having really good quality content that really just catches people's eyes and like hooking them in the first 2 seconds.
for sure. And whenever you say quality, of course, getting something that grabs their attention. We live in an attention economy, and especially on TikTok, uh, attention spans are so short, like they're literally like half a second. So whenever you say high quality, does that mean like using the product? Does that mean like having like a nice camera that you use, or do you just use your iPhone?
Yeah, iPhone's the best. So like I used an iPhone 11 when I first started and went viral like that. Just like any iPhone, you could use an iPhone 10 if you wanted to. Like iPhones have the best quality camera. It's really just about like having that good lighting. Um, the hook part is just like what you're doing with the product. That's what's gonna hook them. But the quality is just like having that good lighting, good camera quality. So like it really catches their attention. They're just not like, oh, this is just like a shitty video, and they just scroll right past it. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah,
quality. What I mean by quality, just like making sure your lighting's good, like daylight. That's really good. Um, but then as far as like the product, what you're doing with the product is gonna hook them in. So like you just have that good hook, good quality, and it's gonna make them watch it all the way through.
yeah, and I know the videos are way different because there's so many different products out there. Something that I heard about at an event I went to recently is that TikTok Shop is really hot right now, and people
Mm.
are making a lot of money with it. Have you experimented with that at all? Or are you only on Shopify?
Yeah, just Shopify for right now. I know their payment, like how they do payments right now, needs a little work. So until they like get that fixed a little bit, I won't really like experiment with that. Shopify is going really well. It's always done well. So I really just stick with that. But that'll probably definitely be some of my experience within the future as they grow and get better with what they're doing. Definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And as someone that has been in the e-commerce space for over a year now, what's the reason that you're sticking with it? Like, what do you enjoy about it?
It's really just like you can do this from anywhere. So like I could go to any state, any city, make videos and go viral. So, I can do it from home. I can do it from like you can do it in any country too. Like there's SIM cards you can put in your phone that will get it pushed out to a US audience. Um, but like you can really just do it from any country. So it's really just that freedom of doing what you do from any place, anywhere. So that's what I love the most about it. And the second would just be like the opportunity to give. So like we just did our biggest month in September. We did 124,000 in 1 month in revenue. It was about 70,000 profit. So that's like pretty crazy. Um, so that's definitely the second thing I would love about it is just the opportunity you can do. Because if you go big with one of these products, like you can make life-changing money, and then you can go into branding that product yourself and make even more, go to 7 figures, and it's really just up from there, however far you want to scale it. Um, so like just the opportunity and the freedom of where you can do it is like the best thing about organic drop shipping or
For
just
sure.
drop shipping in general. Like you can run ads from anywhere. you can do any of this from anywhere. Yeah, as long as you have your product, your phone, you know, you can do it from anywhere.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you're able to, hit a profit number in a month
Yeah.
that most people, your age, around our age, wouldn't make in a whole year.
Mm,
So yeah, entrepreneurship is amazing, man. The
yeah.
opportunities that are available online are just insane.
Mhm.
So you mentioned you could take something to the next level by branding it. Could you, for those who don't know, could you break down the difference between drop shipping and actually branding something?
Yeah, so when you're branding something, you're gonna put your logo on it. So like all these products, they're not patented. That like if you're drop shipping it, it's not patented, so anybody can sell it. So say like you go super crazy with the product that you're just marketing organically, and you do like 6 figures in a month, and you think it has strong potential to brand, you can hit your supplier up and put your own personal logo on the product itself and the packaging, and then that's kind of just the first step. So once you get that done, you're going to hit up influencers if you want to, have them start marketing it, set up other accounts, start marketing on multiple different accounts, multiple different platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, all of those. And you're really just going to scale it that way organically if you want to do that. Or if you want to get into ads, you can scale it that way, or you can do both. And you really just scale it as high as you can and make the product your own, and then you can eventually get into patenting it yourself with like your own little things on the product, so you can like improve the quality of the product, um, put your logo on it, and then nobody else can sell it with your logo on it. And it's basically just like getting the marketing down to where people know it's your brand, and when people think of that product they think of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. So the benefits of it would be being able to improve the quality, because especially if you're making 6 figures in sales, you're gonna have reviews, you're gonna have
Mhm.
feedback from the customers on, I did like this, I didn't like this. So you're able to tweak it, make it your own, and therefore get better customer experience and increase sales.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
understanding correctly.
Definitely.
Wow,
Yeah, no,
that's awesome,
100.
man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because like you'll get real tight with these private suppliers, and they own the warehouses on which these products are being manufactured. So like once you get in tight with them and you understand like what needs to be tweaked with the product to make it higher quality when you're going to brand it, they'll do it for you. And it'll be like maybe $1 extra each product, maybe like 50 cents extra. And then you'll just go in and put in your logo. They'll put your logo on the product and the packaging. And then basically you just go from there.
For sure. Something that's coming to my mind, because you're finding different products, scaling them organically, and then eventually they fall off, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
my thought process is like, what's the sustainability of this business model? Or is there always new products you can go find?
Yeah. There will always be new products you can find that are selling, but like really, like most of the products that I do, we call pump and dumps. So basically, you'll find something that's going viral, you'll order it yourself, and then make your account, start going viral with it yourself, start hitting like, some products do more than others. I've had products that done 40K in a month. I've had this product more recently that's done 6 figures a month. Um, and the amount of time that it will do that varies as well. So like some products will sell for like 3 months, some products will sell for the whole year. But if you're doing a pump and dump and you're not branding it, it'll eventually die out, and then you'll just move on
Mhm.
to the next product. So like once you get really skilled at going viral, and you have the ability to like pretty much hit with every product you touch, you'll basically just get these products, hit with them, and just do what we call pump and dumps. So like you'll get this product, you'll make like 40K for like 4 months, and then you'll move on to the next product and might do even higher, and then you'll go with that until it dies out. And then what I'm at the point now is like I'll do 3 products at a time. So like sometimes I'll be hitting with 2 products at once, and then I'll just run them up until they die out, and then I'll just move on. And that's how you keep it consistent. Is you always have these products that are coming in, because products are always going viral, like always. So you'll always be able to find something that's going viral as long as you use that burner account method, and you're constantly bringing in more products and testing as fast as you possibly can. with quality though. You don't want to test so fast that there's not quality in your content because then you won't hit.
Yeah.
So you always want to make sure like you're testing at a speed in which you can put as much quality as you can into all your content because it's always quality over quantity. So like if you're gonna post
Yeah.
6 videos in one day and it took you like 30 minutes, you might as well not even post it. Now if you post 3 videos and it took you like 2 hours, 3 hours on those 3 videos, and there's like really good quality into those videos, that's when you're gonna get your best chance of going viral and really going crazy with these products.
Okay. No, you answered my next question, which was, doing multiple products at once.
Mm,
But then that goes back to the quality over quantity, because I would imagine
mm,
there's millions of people that are drop shipping,
mm.
and you're trying to take advantage of this opportunity. And you were talking about pump and dumps. One thing that came to my mind was fidget spinners. Like those were super hot years ago, and then like nobody ever heard of them after that.
Exactly.
So I'm sure a lot of people make great money drop shipping
Oh
those.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. I
and
wasn't drop
so
shipping back then, but I heard a lot of stories about people that just went crazy with fidget spinners. Um, so that was definitely a hot product back in the day. Yeah.
yeah, so just to kind of recap everything you broke down so far. So it's creating a burner account, following e-commerce products. So your For You page has all these products popping up all the time. You
Mm-hmm.
can use the website. What's the website called again to find the sales?
ShopHunter.io. And then,
ShopHunter.io to find
yeah.
out what sales they're doing. You can get connected with the supplier on Alibaba or AliExpress, and then you can create a Shopify account for it. We talked about making multiple different social media accounts, posting, high quality content that hooks people's attention, and that leads them to the link in your bio to the Shopify store. So it sounds simple. It also sounds like a lot of work. So what are there any parts of this that you're delegating, or are you, I'm sure you started doing it all out yourself, but what parts have you seen valuable to delegate, or is that something you're doing?
Yeah. So one of the once you get the hang of it, you can do it all by yourself pretty easily. Um, it doesn't take you all day every day. You know, like just the content part, couple hours a day if you're really putting quality into it. Then I take about an hour a day to do product research, scrolling through my burner, see what's going viral. Um, the part that you want to delegate that makes it a lot less time consuming is when you go really crazy with a product, you're gonna have like hundreds of customers emailing you with just like random questions. So like they're gonna want to return, they're going to want a refund sometimes, or they're just asking simple questions about the product. So you can basically hire people. You could hire your friend, for like $5 an hour, or just give them like a certain amount of money to just go through your email, like for however long it takes, because there'll be so many people emailing you that it could take like a good 2 hours a day just to like answer all these people. So you can
Mhm.
hire somebody overseas for like super cheap that would do this. Or you can just like hire a friend, who's not really in the space, kind of just wants to like do the 9 to 5 life. I've done that and kind of just hire one of those people and they'll just answer it all for you. So that's super because that's just one thing I don't really find fun is just like answering emails for like 2 hours a
Mhm.
day. So that's one thing I like to delegate. But other than that, it's really just super easy. Just make your content, find these products, building a website. Once you get the hang of that, you can literally build a website within an hour because Shopify is designed to help people who's never built a website to build one super easily. So like once you get the hang of it, you can literally build a website within an hour. So what I like to do is I like to just test my products, and as soon as I see something going viral, I'll keep a close eye on the views. As soon as I see something hit like 10K, and I keep refreshing it and it's going up, and I know it's about to go viral, I'll hop on Shopify real quick, have a store built within an hour, put it on the account, and then it'll just start making sales immediately. But if you're first getting started and you've never built a website, what I did is I would just build the website as the product was coming in, and just go from there. But after you build like 2, 3 stores max, you're gonna know what to do. And then I just highly recommend just testing products as soon as you see them going viral. You just want to make that story, link it to the account, and just start making those sales. And that's just like a really fast way to test. Because like if you're building a website for each product you're testing, you're gonna have like subscriptions adding up, and then like some of these products you test, you can't even they won't even work for you. Like one person can make a product go viral, but then like you may not be able to make it go viral, and that's just where the trial and error comes in. And the more experience you get, the more you'll hit with these products and get better at content. So, like the reason why I like to just test these products before I build the store is it just eliminates that part of where subscriptions will add up and you got to build the store before you even test the product. Instead, I can just test the product, and that's how you really get to testing like really fast and see results as fast as possible.
Wow. So I was also curious about your motivations for getting into entrepreneurship because it started out with wholesaling. You even shifted to a different job to work less hours so you could focus more time on entrepreneurship. When did that become an idea for you? What excites you about it? Oh, obviously, you got to put in a lot of work to become a successful entrepreneur. Was curious on your mindset on that.
Yeah. So when I grew up, like I said, I grew up basically from the time I was like 6 until the time I was like 15. I was in homeless shelters like with my mom. Um, she could never like really like get any money coming in, so we were always staying in homeless shelters. There was one point in time we were living in a car for like 3 months. So as a kid, I really didn't have much. And then around the time I was 15, I got into a little trouble as a juvenile, and I kind of got sent away for a little bit. So I didn't even get to finish school. So I didn't even finish the 10th grade. There was no chance of me going to college. And I kind of thought the only thing I could do in life is go work at a factory and basically do that. So that was my motivation is, I'm just going to be a blue collar dude. And I'm just going to do that. But once I got into that, was working at a factory 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, I just knew that wasn't the life I wanted. So basically, I just started looking up like how can I make money other than a job because I didn't even understand like what entrepreneurship really was. So then I just started learning about it more. Got into listening to Grant Cardone. He was like the first person I ever, listened to. And then from there, I just like really went hard on it. I said, this is what I'm gonna do, put in the work and just never stop, never look back. Cause like a lot of people they have like a natural ambition to do things, but they don't really know like where to put it. So, you can put it into like working for somewhere or you can put it into building something for yourself. And then that's what I chose to do. So ever since I made that decision, it's just really been up. I just never looked back, put my head down, work, made it happen. And then once you get that momentum going, it's more or less of discipline, it's more momentum. So like it's not hard to wake up and do what you got to do when you're making thousands a day off your stores. But when you're first starting off and you don't got nothing to your name and you don't really know if it's going to work out, you got to have that discipline and that strong ambition to really,
Mhm.
put in the work every day. Because, as an entrepreneur, nobody's really telling you what to do. Like you're not just showing up to a job and like you can do the minimum effort and still get paid. You got to wake up and you got to make it happen every day and put in the most amount of effort every single day. So that's where it comes into where at first you really got to build that discipline. Um, and then when you start getting momentum, it doesn't take as much. Like you still need discipline, of course, but like when you got momentum, it's not really hard to, work when it's already working. So just
Yeah.
have that discipline till you get that momentum, and then it kind of gets easier from there. Responsibility stacks up, once you start building these things. But when you got that momentum, it's not hard to want to keep going. Definitely.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, man. That was very inspiring, and I agree. Take advantage of the momentum. Um, it reminds me of Relentless, this book by Tim Grover that I was reading recently, and he actually coached Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and a bunch of other star NBA players. He was talking about how Michael like would win a championship and all the other guys are out partying and drinking and doing whatever, and he's in the gym the next morning preparing for the next season. So like you got to take advantage of that momentum because it's gonna take you leaps and bounds ahead of if you were to stop and celebrate every single little win,
Hmm.
and have more of that delayed gratification. And to open up the podcast, I was mentioning that you're mentoring a mutual friend of ours right now. If someone is wanting to get mentorship from you, what does that look like and how could they connect with you?
Definitely. So like you can just hit me up on my Instagram basically. Um, and then from there, I'm just gonna kind of get to know a little bit about you. And then that's basically where we start. And then from there, if you're a good fit and you're really serious about it, basically I just teach you step by step on what I do. Uh, and then, you just do what I do. Like I'll teach you step by step. I'll teach you the basics at first, then we'll get more advanced into it. Once you start getting experience, we can start partnering on some brands, on some stores. But at first, it's really just learning the basics, learning how to market, learning how to go viral, learning how to talk to these suppliers, communicate with them. Um, just really like, just really learning the basics at first, and then once you got the hang of it, I like to partner with my students on stores, because that's really fun to just like build stuff up together. Um,
Yeah.
and then from there, you'll know what you're doing, and then I'll help you start building your personal brand. And then if you're interested in mentoring people, this is like a couple years, after you've done got it down and you really know what you're doing in the space. But from there, if you're interested in mentoring people too, I basically just help you build your personal brand and then teach you how to mentor people as well.
Ah, that's awesome, man. So your mentorship is for people who are just getting started
Yeah.
and also people who already have some experience in the space.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. It varies. Like, there's some students that I have that have no idea what dropshipping is, and then there's some students that I have, they tried it, they got a little bit of experience, but they're just looking for that one-on-one. Um, because like when you got somebody one-on-one teaching you, like I said, you don't gotta like dissect from whatever you're learning on. It's just basically straight path. So you learn from
Yeah.
all my mistakes that I made, and you really just get on that fast track to success.
And the stuff that you teach doesn't require a bunch of money to go start up your store. Of course, the mentorship isn't free, but as far as capital to go ahead and get started, what does that look like?
Really, to get started, I'd say like max $250. Cause like what you're gonna do is your first product may cost you like $40 on Amazon. So you need that $40 to order that product off Amazon. And then when you're building a store, it's $1 for the first 3 months just to have the store. So that doesn't cost anything. So basically, you're just paying $1 for the first 3 months. And how I do it is you're going to test each product for about 2 weeks. So if it doesn't work for you within 2 weeks, you're going to drop the product anyways and move on to the next product and shut that store down. So basically, you're just paying $1 for the store, say $40 for the product, and then that's that. And then what you can even do to make it literally just like $50 to get started is you just return that product.
Okay, so if it's not working, you could return the product, and essentially get a refund for it, and then you can use that capital to, go on to the next product.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, man. Just pause. Say that again.
Uh, so to make the cost even lower, like if the first product doesn't work out, if it's still in
Mm,
good condition, you could return it, get a refund, and that would lower your total upfront cost of like finding product that does work.
exactly, bro. So like you can just just return that product. It's super easy. Get that $40 back. Order the next product that you want to work on, and just go from there. So basically, you're just working with like $50, returning the product, getting a new product, testing that one. For me, it took me. I've seen people hit with their first store before. Um, Sometimes it's a little bit of luck, if that happens. Um,
Yeah.
but for me, it happened within like the first 5 to 6 months. I tested about 10, maybe a little bit more than 10 different products before I finally got it down. But I was one of those guys that was like kind of like a slow learner. My content at first was like super bad. Um, didn't had no idea what I was doing. But I've seen people that made it happen within 2 months, 3 months, within their first month. The timeline really varies, but really, what I like to tell people is don't expect to hit on your first product because it's a skill you have to learn. You have to learn how to go viral, why stuff goes viral, and eventually how to go viral yourself. So I say on average between like five, 6, 7 products is when you'll start seeing, some momentum coming in. So that's why I say at first, you order your product for like some products are cheaper. There's like $20 products on Amazon that you can test that are doing good numbers. But I would just say 40 average. Spend that $40, get that product in overnight, test it for 2 weeks, build your website for $1 for the first month. If it doesn't work, shut that store down, return the product, get a new product, start testing that till you start seeing some results. Once you start seeing some results, then you understand that you know what you're doing something right, and then from there it'll just keep going up. You'll just hit on these products, start making some real cash, and then from there, the money's not really an issue. It's just about testing more products, bringing in more revenue, learning how to brand, and eventually getting into personal branding.
Woo! You dropped a lot of games today, bro. I really appreciate it. I
Of
think
course,
that
bro.
people could take these steps and go ahead and get started making money with drop shipping. And of course, if you're wanting that one-on-one mentorship, you guys can reach out to Kaleb on Instagram at ecom_Kaleb with 2 B's, and he'll take care of you. Just tell him that, Ryan sent you. You watched our podcast. Yeah, greatly appreciate your time today, bro.
Always, bro. I appreciate you, man. It was a good talk. Hopefully a lot of people got a lot of sauce out of this, man, because some valuable information. So I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. We kept it real.
Definitely, bro. See you, brother.